Hi guys and welcome back, it's Jason. And so if you are even remotely into photography and into Nikon at all and have been on YouTube or other social medias in the last 2 weeks, you've heard of the new Nikon Z9 that was just announced. We're going to talk about that a little bit today and some other things coming up on the channel, so stick around for that near the end. The Z9 is the new flagship camera released by Nikon that has literally changed the game, in my opinion. It's fast, it's durable, it's capable. Also, most would say it has caught Nikon up to the leaders like Sony and Canon in the mirrorless world. It's 45 megapixels, 8K video, battery grip, no mechanical shutter, 120 frames per second, three-way articulating screen, new sensor, new XP7 processor, 20 frames per second RAW, and an upgraded autofocus system. While this is arguably going to be one of the best cameras on the market today, it's simply a beast of a camera. Here's why I won't be one who would buy it, even though I'm a Nikon shooter. Reason number one is price. While Nikon priced the Z9 very aggressively, $500 to $1,000 cheaper than their closest competitors, it's still $5,500 US. In Canada, where I am, after taxes, that's over $8,000. That's almost 3 Nikon Z6 IIs like the one I just purchased and I'm filming on now. Even if money was no concern, I probably still wouldn't buy this camera. Reason number two is size. While Nikon has crammed a crap ton of amazing things into the Z9, it's big and heavy and bulky, relatively speaking. For example, my Z6 II is literally half the weight of the Z9. Mind you, the battery grip and the battery on the Z9 add considerable weight, but when you get a little older like me, you start to look for ways to limit the amount of weight in a backpack on a long hike or an all-day wedding. Reason number three is specs. Now, don't get me wrong. The specs on this camera are quite simply mind-boggling, but I don't need things like 8K video. I quite simply think my current laptop would honestly melt if I fed it 8K video, if it did anything at all. 120 frames per second, I shoot mostly landscapes, portraits, and weddings currently. And even at 20 frames per second RAW is overkill in most cases for me. The 14 frames per second on the Z6 II is more than adequate, which I've proved at a recent wedding I just shot. And finally, reason number four, I simply don't need it. Please don't get me wrong. If someone, hi Nikon, handed me a Z9, I wouldn't say no. Or if money was no object, probably wouldn't say no. But my current use case, I just don't need the Z9. Now, why am I excited about the Z9? Simply that Nikon showed what they were capable of, and it's amazing. And even though it has a new sensor and a much faster processor, I do see some of what is in the Z9 trickling down to current and future cameras in the Z lineup, hardware permitting. I expect a real juicy firmware update coming for the Z6 II and the Z7 II by the end of the year, I hope. So there you have it. Those are the main reasons why I would not buy a Z9. My advice to you is question if you really need it. As I said earlier, talking about what is coming up in the near future, there'll be some upgrades to my studio environment here, like in the background, lighting, and sound dampening. There's going to be some new pieces of equipment brought in, which I'll talk about, and of course we'll go out on adventures and take pictures like always. Until then, please hit the like button down below, and if you want to see what's coming up, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you again next time.